Hello, hello. What's going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. This is the Road to Training Camp episode 3 and still running fast. We'll be streaming all week. Just to let you guys know, all week we'll be streaming. The Philly Shakedown will be this weekend. I don't even know whose channel it's on for this weekend, so it should be very exciting. And the Philadelphia Eagles training camp is near. I mean, the 26th will be here before you know it. I think tomorrow is the 20th. So we still have another, week, a little bit over, and we'll be ready to go. I'm excited about, the Philadelphia Eagles and going into training camp, and we've discussed plenty of competition so far going to training camp, and the defensive line is probably one of my favorites just because I feel like I want to see what Milton Williams has going into his second year, and obviously the new addition of Kyron Johnson, defensive end from Kansas in the 6th round, which I thought was a pretty good piece that the Eagles moved up to go get to see what he has. And, Jordan Davis, probably my favorite pick of the draft, obviously, because I've been talking about him for like crazy before the draft and wanted the Eagles to go get him and pick him up if that was even possible. And Fletcher Cox needs a really good year. I mean, he won't be a Philadelphia Eagle after this year. I could probably bet you $1 million that Fletcher Cox will never come back. The Eagles are moving on. That's why they released him. They redid his contract, 13-14, fully guaranteed. And that's it. I mean, that's really it. I mean, that's all that's really going to happen with this. Javon Hargrave obviously hopefully gets some help from Hassan Reddick being on the edge next to him. And, he, I think, will get an extension, maybe not now, maybe down the road, middle of the season, or maybe by the next offseason, who knows, because he's a free agent. And obviously, Derek Barnett on a 2-year deal right now, and needs to be up to par with what they're doing, and hopefully plays a little bit better for them to maybe keep him another year, which really won't be that expensive. And then Brandon Graham is probably gonna go to another team after this year. And I feel like the Eagles are gonna go into the draft next year and get their top defensive end, and I think that's what they have to do next year. Defensive line definitely needs work. I understand we need safety, we need cornerback, and I feel like there's going to be a lot more available. During free agency, the Eagles will put a lot of money into one position next year, which I think it will be safety. If the Eagles don't make a trade for Jesse Bates right now, and the number one trade destination for Jesse Bates is the Philadelphia Eagles. And a lot of rumors, the Eagles have released Craig James, open roster spot. And you never know what could happen. I mean, it could be for running back, it could be for Latavius Murray. I mean, you never know what could happen. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's maybe something looming in the background of what Howie Roseman could do. So I guess we'll see. We'll find out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So what is going on, everybody? Hope everyone's having a fantastic Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. I'm forgetting myself sometimes. Yo, what's going on, Chimar? What's going on, man? Yo, who that dude? What's going on, man? MT says, what's up, man? I saw Eagles have number 1 odds to land Jesse Bates according to CBS. That is pretty much the rumor right now. Jesse Bates to the Philadelphia Eagles in a trade. I wonder how this trade would look. Do the Eagles have to give up, high compensation, a second-round pick next year? The only problem I have right now is them giving up major compensation for next year, because if they were set at quarterback, this trade would probably be a little bit easier. But because we don't know what Jalen Hurts is going to bring to the table this year, and if he's going to earn that, that big contract, what if you get rid of these picks and Jalen Hurts doesn't work out? You know what I mean? So what if you give up one of those first-round picks, which I don't think they're going to have to give up a first-round pick for Jesse Bates. I don't think so. I think that second-round pick sounds more realistic and a player. So I feel like it could happen, but Howie Roseman's not the one to get fleeced in a moment like this. It's not like the Eagles have to trade for him right now. It could be down the road. It could be by week 9, the trade deadline, if that's the case. But I feel like, maybe that won't happen. We'll see what happens with Jesse Bates. He's not signing his franchise tag. He is sitting out, for the year, supposedly right now. So that's what's happening. Yo, Michael, what's going on, man? Joey, how you doing? Yo, what's going on, Michael? Hope you're having a good day, man. Terrence says, how's it going, bro? I'm doing good, man. Same old, same old. What's going on, Jim? What's going on, Jim? What's going on, man? Super Bowl 50 says, do anybody know that when the team going to announce the new black helmets? I don't think we've heard anything about. I mean, they're just gonna literally announce it for a game. That's really it. I mean, the black helmets, the black on black is probably just gonna be for the black on black is gonna replace, I think, the just the black the all black pants and black jerseys. And I think with the black helmets, they're just gonna announce it at a random game. We're probably gonna wear them prime time or something like that. So wouldn't doubt it. You know what I mean? I'm excited for the Kelly Greens next year in 2023, so that should be a lot of fun. Just traded out Marcus Epps on and a third. Yeah, I mean that's not bad. I mean, look, if you already have Tart in the building, then I guess it's not bad. But do the Eagles want to keep Marcus Epps long term, whether he's a starter or a backup? That's going to be the question with that. So I'm not really sure if they want to get rid of him, because then you lose a little bit of depth. Tart's only here for a year, so they're going to be back to square one after this year with no depth, just having Kevon Wallace, and that's really it. You know what I mean? Leon Gohar, what's going on, man? Drew says Bengals drafted 3 safeties. Tanner says, what do you think of Jakib Sports Media? I love their stuff. I always watch their stuff. I always watch all their content. I'm subscribed to them. Leon says, how he makes anything happen, cap space don't matter to him. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think it does either. I think with Howie Roseman, he makes the difference in all the cap space, and he likes to move. I mean, just think about the A.J. Brown contract right now. So he's still on his rookie deal this year, and he costs I don't know how much he costs. It's not much. But going on into his new contract next year for more flexibility for the Eagles, he only costs 8.3 for the year on his new deal next year that the Eagles gave him. So I think that's a really good contract. I mean, he knows how to move the numbers around. Yo, Joseph Dace, what's going on, man? Yeah, it has been a while. How you doing, man? Yeet says on a boat right now doing a fuel watch. Thanks for keeping me entertained. I appreciate Yo, Yeet, I hope you're having a good day today, dude. Hope you're having a good day. Brandon says, what up? What's going on, Brandon? Tanner says, Joey, in your opinion, who could be better returner, Covey or Allen? I don't know, man. I feel like I see a lot more from Covey, but because I haven't seen Allen play since 2016, it's been that long, I don't know. You know what I mean? I would say Covey right now because I've seen more of him than I have seen of Devon Allen, but I think both are going to be very good. I don't think both are going to make the team. I think one of them will. One of them will definitely get a spot on another roster somewhere else, probably. So we'll see. We'll find out, though. Brian Donahue says, I have a tough time understanding the Browns. How do they spend that the way they do? I mean, that's probably not the team you want to ask that question to. Probably the Rams is who you want to ask that question to. How do they spend that much? I mean, especially with Deshaun Watson. Apparently, he's going to be suspended for 4 to 6 games. And then apparently, I read on report that Deshaun Watson is gonna. I mean, he's gonna sue the NFL. I mean, it's just you're playing for the NFL, but you're gonna sue. Can you even do that though? I mean, can you even sue? I mean, you can't sue a company that you work for that you're still going to be employed by. I mean, is that even can you even do that? Is that even a good, bad thing? I don't know. Blue says, thoughts on Milton Williams. I think Milton's going to have, going to his second year, I kind of want to see where he's at. I thought he had a really good year last year. A nice start year for him as a third-round pick. That last game against the Cowboys when we sat a lot of starters out, Milton Williams was moved from defensive tackle to defensive end. They were moving him all over the place against that Cowboys starting offensive line. He played really well. Brian Donahue says, Covey personally. Terrence says, Joey, did you hear that Mike Malasani is joining Keep Sports Media? Who's Mike Missalani? I don't know. Maybe if I know that, maybe if I see him, maybe I'll know who's Mike Missalani. Blue Pill says, is the salary cap even a real thing? Well, it is, especially in football, it is, but there are ways to move money around. And honestly, Howie Roseman's been doing it the wrong way for a long time. He's been kicking the can down the road and always freeing up cap space every single year. And I mean, most of the times we're over the cap and we have to, restructure. I mean, just 2 years ago, we had to restructure from $73 million, back to being under the cap. First day of free agency last year, we were only $3 million under the cap, which is $3 million we can only spend. So, sometimes it's a blessing, sometimes it's a curse. It just depends on your GM and how he moves money around. But Howie's the best at doing it, obviously. I'm saying if the Rams can afford all them players, I don't see why we can't pay for a player. I totally agree. Grace said, which cornerbacks do you are making the roster? Slade, Barry, Max, and then who are the next 2 or 3 others? I'd say Zach McPherson, Tay Gowan, and Jimmy Moreland. Probably those are my next 3. McPherson, Tay Gowan, Jimmy Moreland. I think those are my next 3 cornerbacks that are going to make the team as of right now. I've used to listen to 97.5 all the time. So maybe I know his voice. I just don't know his actual name. So I've probably heard him on radio a million times. I just don't know the name of the person. It sounds kind of familiar. Watson, enemy of the state. Raekwon Purnell says, Fly. Thank you so much, man. Terrell Dinkins, how much weight is Jordan Davis losing? I don't even know how much he weighs now. I mean, I would expect he's lower than 330. I'm saying 330 or less right now. He was 340 going into the combine. There's no doubt he lost more weight. Probably lost a little bit more weight. There's no doubt about it. He's got to get more lean. Obviously, his weight's a big deal. The Eagles know that he has to maintain his weight. I think that's definite. Drew says, Mike Missing 49. Jim says he's from radio station 97, The Fanatic. Graves says, when do players show up for testing? Can't wait for Rager to show up overweight again and fail his physical. Was he overweight last year? Was he overweight? I don't even know if he was overweight. We got Sam Drip 21. What's going on, man? He says, do you think Eagles get Jesse Bates? I feel like they could go get him if they really want. I mean, yeah, I feel like any team could make a trade for anybody if they want. You know what I mean? I think the Eagles can move money around. I feel like they have the draft capital for it. I feel like Jesse Bates would definitely Jesse Bates has definitely liked some Eagle player tweets, and we've seen some little snippets from him here and there, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, I think it would be great. I think it would be fantastic if, the Eagles made the trade. I think they could definitely get it done if they really wanted to. Yo, Baron Vaughn, what's going on, man? Terrence says, call me crazy. I think losing Craig James is a big loss. No, I really don't, because they brought in a lot of players that are better than him this year. Craig James, I mean, they probably got rid of him either because they're making room for a trade or because I think part of it was because he wasn't going to make the team anyway. I mean, he never makes the roster. You know what I mean? Either they move him up because of injuries. I mean, he had that pick against the Packers in 2019, whatever it was. Like, he hasn't really done anything since. And I think there's a lot more bigger competition in the room with him. There's just way too many bodies at that position right now, which I definitely agree with. They brought a lot of corners in the room, a lot, which I really do like. I'm glad they did, because I was going after the draft. I was like, they better bring a lot of undrafted corners in. They better bring a lot. They better pay whoever they need to pay and call it a day. We got Sydney Family. Thank you so much, man. He said, if Carson Jelly Legs can heal and learn his stats are good, 4,000 plus, 36 touchdowns, 70 completion, 8 interceptions. That's a good year. He had a really good year last year, except he choked at the end. But Revolution, GRN, we need to lower our expectations. Feel like 9 wins is a ballpark. Yeah, I mean, 9 wins could be a ballpark, but I feel like if everything goes well, I think it really depends on our defense. If I have to be honest with Jonathan Gannon, this hybrid scheme, I feel like if our defense is on par, I feel like they win more than 10 games. I really do. All cards say, what linebackers do you believe will make the roster and how many? I mean, as of right now, I think they're keeping what? They're keeping Edwards, Nakobe Dean, Davion Taylor, Kaiser White. So I'm thinking they keep 5. because of Sean Bradley as well. So I think they keep 5 linebackers this year with Sean Bradley being there. So Gary said, yeah, remember he came to TC all sad because he lost his friend and was over. Well, I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, I totally forgot. I mean, he wasn't in good shape coming in last year. So just I was watching the rookie cooking challenge. It was pretty dope. Yeah, I didn't watch that yet. I watched it for like a few seconds and I took it off. Baron said, really looking forward to the right guard position. Yeah, right guard should be really interesting. Like, I think Cam Jurgens, Isaac Seumalo are ready to compete with Jack Stahl. Okay. I mean, Jack Driscoll. Sorry. Jack Driscoll. I always get their names mixed up. Jack Driscoll, Isaac Seumalo, okay, and Cam Jurgens, I think, are going to be competing for that right guard spot. I think there is, Cam Jurgens, I think, is going to be playing center and right guard this year. I think they're going to try to cross-train him a little bit. And then with Isaac Seumalo coming off of that injury, we're going to see how he is. Because I think Driscoll's a really good right guard. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's bad. I think he's very solid. I think he can actually be I think he's actually a better right tackle for us. Because if you guys remember, he was thrown to the fire when Lane Johnson got hurt his rookie year and played really well at that position. So I would look out for Jack Driscoll to take that, maybe right, because he can play right guard and right tackle, which is great. So, I think the prime thing for the Eagles is they want to. I think Isaac Seumalo is the main choice. They want to move to that spot. Can he play the right side as good as the left side? We'll see. He's played right side before when we had injuries, but I don't know if he could play there consistently. So we'll see about that. Larry Jackson says, how do you think we would compare to the Cowboys if they got DK and got Bates? Yeah, it wouldn't be good. I mean, I think we'd be neck and neck. I think they would put us. I mean, they have us neck and neck now. We're just neck and neck of the Cowboys, going to this year. But no, if they got DK, we'd be in trouble. We'd be in trouble. I mean, they get DK. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna shit you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, yeah, it would be pretty scary to see DK with the Cowboys, to be honest with you. I'm just throwing it out there, Not saying we're not gonna be able to compete with them, but it would be a huge upgrade for them. Grady said Eagles get the 11-3 wins. If Hurts plays great, 8-10 if he plays like he did last year, 7 or less if he really sucks. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Brian Stebbins says 94 WP just said Eagles talking to Bengals for Bates. The offer right now is 2, 4 and Dillard. So a second, a fourth, and Dillard. Interesting. I would do it in a heartbeat. A second and a 4. That's it. Jesus Christ. I'd do that in a heartbeat. But this contract is going to be freaking huge, man. I mean, I don't know. They offered Bates like $4 million more than his franchise tag. I think it was under $20 million. Like, it was a 5-year deal under $20 million. It was like 17 million. Like, I know it's a good amount of money, but yeah, I mean, a 5-year deal for $17 million. It's kind of low. You know what I mean? Per year, it's kind of low. So obviously he's holding out because of that reason now. Yo, Mayor, what's going on, man? Ron says 9 wins due to do. If we don't have a better record than last year at 9-8, there's a serious problem. I expect a minimum of 11 wins with the roster and schedule. I agree. I see what you're talking about, though. We got a super chat from Sydney Family. Thank you so much, man. He says right guard on the menu next draft, and great work, Joe. I appreciate it so much, man. Yeah, no, I feel. I mean, they're always going to draft an offensive lineman, like regardless. Like, they're always going to draft one, and I feel like, yeah, I mean, I would definitely try to get a right guard next year. I mean, at this point, like, I don't know what's going on. They might have to get a left tackle because Dillard is going to, obviously he's off his rookie contract. If the Eagles pick up Andre Dillard's 5th-year option, it's going to cost over like $12 million. $12 million. The Eagles are not picking up that 5th-year option for Dillard. It's not going to happen. So I think they're better at right guard than they are at left tackle because you have LaRaven Clark there, which is not promising. If you guys remember, LaRaven Clark, the Eagles picked him up like a year or two ago off an ACL from the Colts, and then he got to the Eagles, first training camp preseason. He got hurt 2 times, okay, before the season and during the season. I can't rely on that guy to stay healthy. There's no depth at left tackle. If Dillard's gone, Mulata's got to stay healthy. I mean, that's the way that's how it's going to go right now. But appreciate the super chat, Sydney. Thank you so much, man. Lindy Endzone, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a fantastic day today. So I will be on Lindy Endzone's channel today. I'll be a guest on his channel. I'll put a post up right after the stream. I'll actually put a post up. Definitely join his. We're just going to talk Eagles. Just join his channel and definitely subscribe to his channel if you guys have it. We're just going to talk Eagles and just chill, man. That's all we're going to do. Just chill and talk birds. That's the way it's going to go. Appreciate you coming in, man. Bill Sakura says, we got to see what Gang can do with the squad. Yeah, and I mean, that's probably one of the biggest things that scares me this year is how he's going to use, how Jonathan Gannon's using these players this year. Because really, at the end of the day, like, there are certain things I need to see. Like, if this defensive line's not getting any pressure, I'm blaming Gannon. If Hassan Reddick doesn't have 10-plus sacks this year, I'm blaming Jonathan Gannon. You know, I mean, and there's some players that I'm not going to blame Gannon for. Like, there's some players I have my eye on because, like, Fletcher Cox is probably my number one guy defensively I'm going to have my eye on this year because if he starts getting single blocked and he starts not playing up to par, being disruptive in the backfield, and he's on that, you know, he's deteriorating. And if Jordan Davis or Milton Williams, if Jordan Davis is playing better than him, I'd move him next to Hargrave and move Fletch in that second rotation with Milton Williams, if that's even the case. That's what I would probably try to do. If you know, that would probably be my plan if I had one. So we'll see. Mayor said you saw the Eagles. The new news of the Eagles release Rager. It cost $2.4 million to release him. Will you do it? Yeah, I mean, dude, like, there's no point of keeping him. I mean, there's no point. Like, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. And I understand he's going through some personal shit right now, so I totally like understand all that. But when it comes down to it, man, like, the guy needs a new start. The guy needs a new start somewhere else. It's just I can't deal with it anymore. Like, he's got his personal life, he's got shit going on. Like, I totally understand, but he's got so much competition and more hungry. I think there's just more. As much as I think that, you know, I think last year, like, there were times where I looked at Rager play and I said, man, like, I could see that there's like these little glimpses of him playing well, like very tiny bit. Like, I see these little things that he does, or he gets a short little pass and he runs through it for a first down. Like, I can see these little things that he does really well, but then like the major things that really annoy me, like really piss me off, you know, like, running out of bounds, slowing down on routes. You know, his hand-eye coordination is probably one of the worst. He doesn't know where the ball. He can't even track the football. I mean, he gets bullied off the line by cornerbacks. I saw him get bullied by multiple cornerbacks last year. He couldn't even pass the first line of defense last year. It was horrible. You know, I want more. I want more from Rager, but I just don't think we're gonna get it. So $2.4 million in dead cap. Who gives a crap, dude? Like, who cares? Like, that's freaking nothing at all. So, you know, he's probably a really nice guy. I'm not trying to down him. I just think there's way. Look, if Rager was what we were supposed to get from him, we wouldn't have traded for A.J. Brown if Rager worked out. We wouldn't have traded for A.J. Brown, okay, if Rager was supposed to be what he was supposed to be. And that's just the truth, okay? Not only that, but you got, you know, Covey, and I understand that Covey and Devon Allen aren't going to get playing time, but, you know, you got guys like Josh Hammond, Weefall. They got 12 receivers on the roster. Greg Ward. I mean, Rager's got no chance. I don't think he's even got a chance. Because I'm guarantee you there's going to be some guy that's on practice squad that's probably going to play better than him, and he's not even going to make the freaking roster. You know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Sorry to rant on that, but I kind of want to give you guys a outlook of it. I got a super chat from Wild Beast Davenport. Thank you so much, man. He says, Jalen Hurts MVP, mark my words, man. I'm glad you're optimistic about Jalen Hurts. And look, I am too, trust me. I just hope he takes that big step forward, man. That's it. Like, I'm not talking 10% better. I'm talking he's got to be like 20 to 25% better this year. By a long shot, a big stride at Jalen Hurts this year with the weapons that he has. And honestly, it comes down to Nick and Shane Steichen with the play calling. I mean, putting these guys in the right positions to win football games. That's definitely a big one for us, because if I see RPO the whole damn time and defenses are making us one-dimensional, and if Jalen Hurts doesn't have the arm and he has to be more accurate, and hopefully he did practice that all off season, we're going to get a good Jalen Hurts this year, an above average Jalen Hurts that is going to go a lot further. And I hope all the work pays off. That's all I got to say about it, man. I hope all that work pays off. Curtis Guernsey says, which position, in your opinion, needs more depth? More depth? I mean, safety. I mean, I think safety needs more depth. I think cornerback needs more depth. Because I don't know what we have yet. Like, I could say, oh, we have this one. Like, yeah, we have a lot of bodies at cornerback, but I don't know who's going to work out. Like, I could give my opinion on who I think is going to work out, but I don't know. I think corner and safety, yeah, 100%. I wouldn't mind like another defensive end either, but I'm not really too high on, that's not really nothing important to me right now. So yeah. City Family says Bates or Quinn getting greedy. I know. I mean, I wouldn't mind Quinn. I mean, he's 32 years old. He had 17 and a half sacks last year, and you have to trade for him. So how much is it going to cost for a 32-year-old? You know what I mean? It might not cost a lot, but, he's going to get paid a nice 1-year, 2-year contract, Quinn. Quinn might get a 1-year deal for a lot of guaranteed money. He'll get a big, hefty 1-year deal contract. So, I mean, I want Bates because Bates is the future. He's 25 years old. Like, Bates would be our future piece for years to come. That's why I would want Bates. I don't want any rentals for the year. I want a long-term answer right now, and I think Bates would be perfect for that. Jay says, I hope Derek Barnett gets cut. Yeah, that's definitely not going to happen. And look, Brandon Graham did talk about, Derek Barnett. Derek Barnett knows that the fans are pissed at him, that he needs to play better. 8 penalties, 2 sacks. I mean, highest, he had the highest penalty, as a defensive end, I think highest in penalties last year, which was ridiculous. Even everybody had something to say about him last year. He hasn't panned out to be that first round pick that we've wanted. Okay. He hasn't played like that. In my opinion, he had like 1.5 good years. He had a good rookie year, and he had an okay year after. 2018, he had a pretty okay year. I think he had like 5-6 sacks for the year, something like that. So then really ever since then, he's been injured, and he's just, and his attitude's been shitty. To me, I think Barnett's been hurting us more than helping us. So hopefully he plays better. I'm always look, if there's a player I don't like, I'm always wanting them to play better, as much as I'll, criticize them. Like, I criticize them because I want them to play better, or I know they could play better. Just depends. Leon says, with the talent we have on defense, no excuse on why we can't be a top 3 defense. Just depends on Gann, how he uses the players. Yeah, I mean, that's really it. It's really it, man, because I'm not going to blame certain players that are out there. Like there's going to be certain players I'm going to blame. There's going to be certain players I'm not going to blame because of the system that they're in. You know what I mean? So it just depends. Like Fletcher Cox has no excuse this year. Hassan Reddick, that guy's had 23.5 sacks the past 2 seasons. Like, if you can't use him the right way and he's below 10 sacks for the year, it's on Jonathan Gannon, 100%. So, Chicago Carmichael, what's going on? He says, let's go. We back, baby. Been bored as fuck. How you doing? How you doing, man? I'm doing good. I'm just chilling. Mary said, I think we should let him go, give it more time to Quez, Pascal, and Ward. Barron says, Pascal better not get more snaps than Quez. I made a video on this like a week or 2 ago, and I feel like Pascal's a really good addition. Now, when he was like the first addition that we had, it was like really bad. We're like, don't tell me this is the veteran wide receiver you're trying to get, and this is Nick Sirianni's pet that was with. And I think Pascal's going to play really well. Okay, Pascal's a big body that can play outside, inside receiver, really good hands, uses his frame, really good in red zone. He's a good player. Watch tape on him. He's actually really good, especially with all the players that we've acquired so far. Getting more snaps than Quez, I think Pascal will be more of a situational wide receiver, and then God forbid we have injuries, he'll play, and which is great because he has a lot of experience, starting experience. He's averaged 600 to 700 yards in 2 seasons with Nick Sirianni when he was the coordinator there. And he's been the number 1, number 2 receiver for the Colts. Not the whole time. He gradually went to that spot because of injuries and actually played pretty well. So I mean, I think Quez is going to have a very good year. 647 yards for Quez last year on top of missed targets and opportunity. Quez would have had 900 to 1,000 yards or more last year. No joke. Only 2 drops for the year last year. Now he's going to be on the number 3 cornerback. I'm excited for Quez Watkins going into this year. Very excited. Very excited. But I don't know, man. I'm hoping Quez gets more snaps, but I feel like Pascal's going to be more of a situational big body type guy. I mean, they have a big body, which is great. You know, A.J. Brown's got a big body, you know, is a big body, and Pascal's another one they could have on the field as well. So they have a lot of, you know, this playbook has got to look really good because they have a lot of options right now to get guys open. Ron Yates says, I think Covey might end up being what Reagor was supposed to be. I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, unfortunately, Covey's like 5'7", 175 pounds. Like, he's small. Like, he's one big hit away from being injured. Like, no joke. Like, that guy, I mean, he's got a lot of toughness towards him. You know, he's got a lot of toughness. But, look, all I'm looking for from Covey this year, you know, especially in training camp, is to just contribute to special teams. If he can become, you know, a gadget wide receiver for the Eagles on slant routes, go routes, end arounds, screen passes, jet sweeps, shit like that, then great. Like, that's even better for us. But for the start of what I want to see, I just want to see him play well on special teams. That's it. We haven't had a good special teamer since Darren Sproles, Josh Huff. I mean, we really haven't had an explosive player. I mean, even like Boston Scott hasn't really intrigued me on kick returns that much. Like Greg Ward did punt returns. I wasn't happy with it. You know, ever since Jalen Reagor had that touchdown against the Packers on that punt return, I felt like he was always justified every single week, not only as a punt returner, but a wide receiver every single week. I understand he's a first-round pick, and they're trying to push as much out of him as possible, but because of Devon Allen and Britton Covey coming to camp now, it's not even like Reagor is good at special teams and he sucks as a wide receiver. Like, he came and played both. And they brought in 2 guys that are literally specialists on special teams. Literally. It's just crazy, man. Sakaya says, no shot Reagor's on this team. I don't think he is. I think he's released. Regardless of the dead cap and 2-point-something million that the Eagles can eat that up easily, I think he's released. I think he's a big release candidate. I don't think he gets traded. I think they might try. And I think they're going to try to get too much for him when they shouldn't. And they're not going to be able to. And I think he's just released. I mean, I don't see him making this team. I don't. Like, I think Howie Roseman's on a new leaf now. I think Jeffrey Lurie has stepped back. No Andy Weidel. I think Howie Roseman has full control. And I think the problems of this franchise is this freaking owner. And Howie Roseman has made some bad decisions, but was it really Howie Roseman? I feel like now looking at these 2 past drafts and the decisions they have made so far, that it's really not Howie Roseman. I feel like it's been Jeffrey Lurie pushing back on decisions being made. Let this guy do his job. I mean, I'm shocked right now the way this offseason went. I'm shocked about the draft. I never felt so comfortable on a draft night in my life. The whole draft, I was so comfortable and felt so good about this team and felt so good about, you know, there wasn't a Donahue fist bump rejection and all this weird crap going on and analytics versus scout department, all this weird shit that was happening. I felt really comfortable. Angelo DeLuca says Hurts needs to win us games this year like all good QBs do. The QB leads the team to a game-winning drive. We need that to happen. Yeah. I mean, teams are going to start to rely on – they're going to want to force Jalen Hurts to beat him with his arm. I mean, that's what's going to happen. We're going to have to see if Jalen Hurts is going to be that franchise quarterback. There are going to be games where we can't just do a quarterback sneak and put the ball in his hands every single play because, number one, that's not great. Number two, it's not a good look because now they make us one-dimensional. Number 3, Hurts has to beat teams with his arm. I mean, he's got the weapons to do it, and there's got to be a game where this is it. Once I see a game we're down 3 points or something like that, and then we're on that last drive with 2 minutes left, and I'm like, this is going to be it. Like, he has got to get this done. He's got to get this done to really turn my head to say, man, this guy could be a franchise quarterback. I'm not saying he's got to do it just once. He's got to do it, if the time comes, he's got to do it multiple times. Ron Yancey says, I see what you're saying about Rager, though, seeing those small glimpses of good play. No, I mean, there are small glimpses of good play, like very small glimpses where I'm like, damn, like that looks really good. Like if he could just keep doing this, like, man, like he's not playing like, and even if he does, he's not even playing like a first round pick wide receiver. We all know that, but it's unfortunate. And no, Lucas said, Rager has talent, man. He's just skunked right now. Kid has talent. He needs to break through that. But can he do it? Like, how much time are you going to give him? I understand you're supposed to give receivers 3 years, okay? I totally understand that. But it's really bad. Like, I thought Nelson Aguilar was bad, but this is worse. At least with Nelson Aguilar, he got separation. The guy just couldn't catch. He had 2 mediocre seasons. Mike Rowe became the wide receiver coach, and he just had a fire under him in 2017. 2018, all the receivers were hurt, and he was like the main guy, and he went back to his old ways and dropped everything. Big receptions. And, we paid him $9.3 million that year. Went to the Raiders, balled out on under $1 million contract. Played 1 year for the Raiders, then got a big contract with the Patriots. So, I mean, he's had, at least with Aguilar, he just did a lot more. He got separation. He didn't get bullied off the line. The guy was a route runner. The guy could run routes. This guy is just all in his freaking head. And every time he has a bad game, or especially when the game's on him, that makes a huge difference. Mentally, he's done. Like it's bad. And he fights with people on social media. It's just really bad. He gets all this attention. Like it's just shows. I think there's a big chance Jordan Davis can end up with double-digit sacks. We have at least 3 guys with that potential. Need Gann to be an evil genius. I mean, Jonathan Gann has already talked about Jordan Davis. Pin his ears back, let him attack. They're not going to use him as a run stuffer. I mean, yeah, he's going to be a good run stuffer, but they're going to unleash Jordan Davis. Okay, it's going to happen, and he is going to he's going to destroy people this year. Hey, I'm not going to say double-digit sacks. I'll say like 4 to 7 sacks this year, maybe. But I just want him to be disruptive. And look, if he's disruptive I want to see what Milton Williams looks like next to him too. So, we'll see. But I'm very high on Jordan Davis this year. I feel like we're going to see a lot more than what we're supposed to see because I think he's learning. He's with Fletcher Cox. He's with all these guys, and he's learning a lot. So. Mayor said, Joey, don't be surprised if Grant looks like what Goddard looked like as a rookie because Grant was top 10 tight end before the injuries. Yeah, before he had the concussions because he had a big concussion problem. That's why he transferred from Oklahoma to SMU. I think he took a year off. I could be wrong, but I like his route running. I like how he pinpoints the ball. I think Grant Calcaterra is an interesting one. Is he better than Jack Stahl? Okay, is he better than Jack Stahl? And JJ's not making this roster anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So, Bram Peck said, did you hear that Eddie Goldman? Yeah, he retired today. Yeah, not even didn't do much with the team and just retired. See, family says, not sure how they keep Umbrella Man. I think he's gone. I think he's definitely gone. Kikoa says, could go be 2,500 plus 2,500 and Jordan Davis is plus 1,300 odds to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I like my odds. Angela says, I'm excited to see how Carson Strong looks in preseason. Yeah, I mean, we're going to see what happens, man. Like, I want to see this arm that he has and being more consistent on these throws is great. Working himself in the pocket. I'm excited to see what we have at quarterback. I want to see if he can give these guys some good looks in preseason. Obviously, these scrimmages. So I'm pretty pumped about it. So, obviously, JP said, I think they have a specific package for a bigger slot wide receiver in Pascal and ones for speed if Quez. Also, maybe week-to-week matchup dependent. No, I totally agree with that. I think it depends. I think you're right. Depends on matchup, depends on the certain play that they're doing and where they are on the field. And, yeah, I totally agree with that. I think, like I said, I think it is situational with Pascal and Quez Watkins, so we'll see. Yo, Shane, what's going on, man? Sean says, I'm interested to see Reed Blankenship this preseason. If that dude can transition, we'll have one hell of a safety. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens, man. I'm not putting too much faith into Reed Blankenship too much. I think he played at Duke, right? I think. We'll see what happens. Brand says Rager for a 7th or 6th. Yeah, that's realistic. I think when the Ravens went to the Eagles during the draft and was like, hey, we want Rager, I think the Eagles wanted more for Rager. I think they wanted like a 3rd or a 4th, which I think is way too much for what he's given us so far. He's not even worth that. Not worth a 3rd, 4th round pick. Swabby says Howie ain't ready to give up Rager, that this is Rager's last dance in Howie's mind. I mean, we don't know that, though. I mean, maybe it's already done. If this was Rager's last chance, then, I mean, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are going to be starting. Quez Watkins is better than Rager. I mean, I don't get how he even has a chance, to be honest. I really don't. Kakoa says, definitely don't think Rager will be on the team, but if the Patriots could get a 7th for N'Keal Harry, we should definitely be able to get something similar more. Yeah, I know they could probably get a 6, 7 pick easily, but they want more compensation. They want a higher pick for him. There's no doubt about it. I felt like when the Ravens called the Eagles during the draft, they wanted more, like a 3rd or a 4th round pick, and they totally declined. You know what I mean? The Eagles didn't pull the trigger on it. Apparently, there was multiple teams interested in Rager, or at least there was a few. The Falcons was definitely one team I thought he was going to go to. That they were down a lot of receivers, and they still need some weapons. Ernest Wallace says D-line production will depend on Gann not playing soft coverage, and that's the bottom line. I totally agree. He's got to be more aggressive. Taking these cornerbacks 8 yards off the line. Like, you got Slay, you got Bradbury's not. I think Bradbury's a better zone coverage corner than a man-to-man corner. But Barron says still need one more good offseason in draft to say I was wrong about Howie. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think one more draft, I'll be like, yeah, I think we're doing the right things. And Go says, you see rumors are top candidate for Bates. Yeah, I saw that. We'll see, man. We'll see. Jose Alojeza says, Shakes Fly Fly from San Antonio, Texas. Thank you, Jose. Thank you so much, man. Shane said, what happens if we need a quarterback, but all of them get taken and need to trade up for one, and who is it? I don't know. Like I said, I haven't even went over quarterbacks for next year yet. I have no idea yet. And this really, me going over quarterbacks next year, it really depends on how good. If Jalen Hurts plays over the top crazy this year, then I'm not really going to talk about quarterbacks too much. But if Jalen Hurts has struggles or he gets benched or something happens to him, then yeah, it's going to be the talk of Philadelphia on a new quarterback, which really sucks because if Hurts can work out, you got 2 first-rounders and a second to do whatever the hell you want with next year. And I think if Hurts plays, wins the East, I think really technically he's got to win the NFC East. I think he's got to win a playoff game and then some, at least win a playoff game. If that even happens, yeah, I think you're paying Jalen Hurts. And it really depends on the defense carry Jalen Hurts the whole season, and just say the defense is lights out this year, and we'll see, but so Nolan Derek says he did it last year. His Chargers defense just couldn't get a stop. I thought that Chargers game, that second half of that Chargers game was like the turning point of the passing game. I thought the passing game got a lot better after that. And I thought we took a nice turn after that. And I thought that was one of Devontae Smith's best games. I thought he was used really nicely that game. Like he played really, really good. Herbert, he threw for 91% completion percentage. 91. Like 91%. That's how cautious Jonathan Gannon was playing in that game. It's absolutely insane, dude. Like, no joke. It's really insane. Ernest Wallace, adding A.J. Brown is going to open the offense up so much because what if Hurts was reading more than one read, but Rager could never beat his man, so automatically counted him out? Yeah, maybe, because look, like Hurts is going to look at one receiver, and if it's taking way too long for him to get out of the break of his route or for Rager to get open, he's either going to force the throw to Rager or he's going to go to somebody else that's either not open, then he's got to look somewhere else and look for the check down. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a huge difference in that. It's like because Rager's not reliable. Because they have built this offense around Jalen Rager. And I can totally agree with that. They have built this offense around Jalen Rager last year. Around Jalen Hurts, but Rager was the main focal point of this offense last year. 100%. Or they tried to make him that way. Devontae Smith was treated like a number 3 receiver last year. It was just disgusting, to be honest. Jordan says, we have the best wide receivers, running back, and D-line in the NFC East. I would agree with wide receivers. I would say running backs. And I would say, yeah, I'd say we're neck and neck with, I'd say we're probably a little bit better than Washington defensive line-wise just because we have a little bit more depth. We have better depth than them, but I think starter-wise, we're neck and neck pretty nicely. But I think we're good. Davis isn't destroying anything until he learns to play with leverage and power. If Davis don't have leverage and power, I'll be shocked. Barron's so glad we got Nakobe Dean. Still hard to believe we got him in the third. Dude, I don't know what rumors, who spread those rumors about him, but I was really surprised. Angelo DeLuca says Davis was brought here to disrupt the middle and get double teamed. He's not looking for sacks. Dean is gonna breeze by untouched, just like at Georgia. No, I totally agree. Look, I don't really care about sack numbers too much. Like, as long as Jordan Davis is taking on double teams, he's being disruptive. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do. We'll see. He's gonna be the one getting double teamed, which is gonna free up Milton Williams in that one-on-one, most likely. But so you're going to have Graham? So what? You're going to have Sweat most likely. So it's going to be Reddick and Brandon Graham with that first defensive ends, okay? You're going to have Sweat and Derek Barnett most likely, okay? So I don't know what side he's going to be on or what defensive end's going to be on that side, but hopefully it's going to help whoever's on that side as well, so. Angelo says, by the way, I would totally try to make the trade for Falcons for Ridley. We get sent the Rager and something. No, I don't think that's going to happen. That's off the table now. I mean, he's going to get suspended the whole year for the gambling. So I think, I'm done with that. I mean, I'm not giving up they're going to want some, I'm not saying a high pick, but they're going to want something between a third and a fourth for him. I'm not giving away that for him. Would you trade for Garoppolo at the deadline? No, not at all. Robbie says Cowboys making a push for Bates. Yeah, they might. They have the cap space to do it. And, the Cowboys have always left that safety position very dry for years. Like, they've never really ever upgraded that position at all. So getting him would definitely help. But if Hurts fails, we're either drafting QB or signing Jimmy G. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think they sign a veteran quarterback. Look, I mean, they could. I mean, Jimmy G would probably be a possibility. Like, I don't think Kyler Murray would be a possibility, or Lamar Jackson's probably gonna get paid. Once I don't know, they haven't paid him yet, so we'll see. We have Weapon X NFL Eagles. What's going on, man? He says most excited players to see in training camp. Most excited to see. I mean, the starters are obvious. I mean, if I was to name some players I'm excited for other than the starters, I'd probably have to say Kennedy Brooks at running back, see what he brings to the table as a power back. Mario Goodrich, Tay Gowan, Zach McPherson. I want to see what Nakobe Dean does, obviously. I mean, there's a lot of players I'm excited to see. That's why I think this is a pivotal moment for the Eagles, especially this training camp and offseason. I mean, this training camp, the preseason is going to be very important. So we'll see. Yo, Chris Scott, what's going on, man? So, JP, I feel like Epps and Harris at start safety. TJ and Kaiser will start at linebacker week 1 just because of experiences JG's system. Yeah, I totally agree with that. We'll see what happens. I want to see how Nakobe Dean transitions going into, training camp and stuff. So we'll see. And so apparently the Bears are going to make Harry like a Patterson Debo type. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's going to work out. The Bears are going to be probably one of the worst teams this year. I mean, I don't even care if they got N'Keal Harry. I don't think it's going to be their main guy. I mean, it's going to be a pretty bad team this year. So just think right now, the Eagles totally messed up. I don't know. The Bears messed up in 2018. I mean, that playoff game we had with them. I mean, that was their chance. That was their chance to get things done. Philly Grown says, hoping that Nakobe Dean takes over by the second half of the season. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, man. I want to see what he does in this training camp and the scrimmages and obviously preseason. So we'll find out. Bowen says, if Gann doesn't have the blitz packages for Reddick and Dean, I just don't know. I hate to say I feel like he's a weak link. Hope he proves me wrong. The one thing I'm worrying about this year is definitely Jonathan Gannon. There's no doubt about it. I think he has the pieces to get everything done. But we'll see. Chris says, Shakes, what offensive, defensive position are you looking at the most in camp for competition reasons? Competition, like I'm offensively, I'm kind of looking at the right guard position between Cam Jurgens, Driscoll, and Isaac Samalo. Running back, the fourth running back spot with Kennedy Brooks. Who else? Defensively, linebacker, obviously, cornerbacks, because we have so many of them, and safety, obviously, because I feel like since we have so many bodies at corner, they should put more bodies at safety. They should at least, they should definitely cross-train some of these cornerbacks, like Mario Goodrich and Josh Jobe, some of these other guys to safety as well, see what they have at those positions too. So I said, do you see BG starting this year? Oh, 100%. Yeah, of course. Foxy Yago said, I'm so excited for preseason. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for training camp, dude. Mr. Advance says, my only concern is if Boston Scott is our short yardage back. No. No. If Kenny Brooks does not work out as our fourth running back and he's just not panning out throughout training camp to preseason, they just feel like he's not going to be it, they could definitely go after Latavius Murray in free agency, which I think would be my favorite thing to do. Jordan Howard coming back is definitely a possibility on a very, very cheap deal. But the issue with Jordan Howard is he's always hurt. And every time he gets an injury, he's out for weeks, which I still don't get. Chris says, Graham will be our starter. He makes the D-line go. Shane says, are you going to watch the ASG tonight? What is that? I have no idea what that is. What is ASG? Barron says we should bring Howard back or simultaneously. Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. Those are my two options at running back. If Kenny Brooks has no promise, that's what I would look at right now, at this moment. So it says not worried about Murray's age, 32 in the NFL, especially at running back. I don't think Murray's not 32. He's younger than that. Murray's like 27, 28, I think. I don't think he's 32. Plays very well though. Oh, All-Star game? Oh, MLB. Yeah, I don't really watch baseball that much, so. Austin says, yo, Joey, what's up, bro? I'm pumped for training camp. Dude, me and you both, Austin. Me and you both. Miss Europe says, I want Kareem Hunt. Pause. Yeah, you're going to have to trade for him, though. I don't feel like you have to trade for Kareem Hunt. I feel like you sign Latavius Murray and you're set. Niall B says, Kenny Brooks looks good. Yeah, I mean, I like how he's very patient. He's got patience and he's got very good vision. Runs between the tackles very well, and he gets into this other gear when he gets to the second level, like very nicely, and he's very physical too. So, Angelo says, I think the Redskins will be the dark horse we have our toughest matchup against. I feel like they're going to be a good team this year. I do. Like everyone's talking about Eagles, Cowboys. You got to watch for Washington this year because Carson Wentz got some weapons. Terry McLaurin on a new deal. They got Curtis Samuel coming back off injury. Jahan Dotson, now another receiver, another weapon for Carson Wentz. I mean, great running backs. Really good running backs, good offensive line. So I feel like Washington is definitely not a team to say they're not going to play well. I think they're going to play really good. Right, so short yardage back is Hurts. yeah, it probably makes more sense. Yeah. Bring LeGarrette Blount back. Jaquan Snowden says, you should do a video rating every draft pick from Howie in the last 5 seasons. You could add A.J. Brown since we used a draft pick. I think he's done more good than bad. He's hit on some picks. I'm not saying that he hasn't. Like, he hit on Quez Watkins, Isaac Samala. He's hit. I mean, offensive line-wise, he's always hit on those picks. 3rd or 4th round picks, he's always hit on those picks. 2nd rounders have been pretty good with Goddard and obviously, Miles Sanders. You know what I mean? He's hit on some picks. There's no doubt about it. But to have a complete draft like this year is definitely something we haven't seen in a while, and a great offseason on top of it. So, I mean, that would be a good video to make, with no doubt about it. So maybe I'll do that. Oh, he's 32? What? Really? I thought he was younger than that. Oh, wow. Oh, so maybe he won't be that expensive. Maybe. I don't know. I thought he was like 28, 29, something like that. So I said, yeah, that's crazy. Waylon Semley says, Bates is the man. Howie after. We'll see. Mr. Ban said, how do you think Howie Roseman would do in the 10-play series at QB and 7-on-7? Probably not great. Lombardo says, I really hope Epps holds his own. Safety and QB are the big what ifs this year if we're going to be great or not. Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's totally true. I think the coordinator is going to be a big what if. And Both coordinators are going to be a big what ifs this year. Shane says we need to be aggressive, not care about anybody else, and win games on on defense, not offensive. Angela says we need Gann to visit Jim Johnson at his grave and get some insight. If he could be as at least close to what Jim Johnson's defense was, I'd be really happy about it. Oh, it says give me another shock and bring Bates in for a visit. I would say we don't have cap space for Bates unless we include Samal and restructure other guys, maybe extend Hargrave. I think the extension for Hargrave saves you like $12 to $13 million. I think it would be totally fine to sign Bates. I think they'd be able to afford it. Yeah, they would have to restructure most likely a couple guys. The cap space should be well above next year. From what the owners are doing, this cap should be increased a lot more next year. So Chris Scott says, Shakes, let's do an early players who stay or go. I'll go first. Teron Jackson, stay. I think he is. Teron Jackson, yeah, 100%. He's definitely making it. Teron Jackson's definitely making it. Is Kyron Johnson going to be better than Teron Jackson? Tyler Dodge said, who's your bigger concern, Steichen or Gannon? Gannon. I'd say Gannon. Because Gannon, because he really blows games. Like he really does. Like Gannon is very pivotal to this whole team this year of how good we're going to do. So I think Gannon's the bigger threat here. Curtis says, who has a better chance of making the team, Covey or Devon Allen? I feel like Allen has bigger upside with the speed, but Covey is a little younger. Yeah, to me, I'd probably say Devon Allen just because of experience, I guess. So I would say right now, I would say that. Jose says, Shakes, are you coming to Texas for a Texas game? I would love to go to AT&T Stadium for a game. I would love to go to a Cowboys game. No joke. Jacob Bloss says Jesse Bates would be an icing on the cake for the offseason head to toe. This team is deep. Yeah, it would be a very good turnaround. Jaquan Stone says Howie did the exact thing that Dallas did last year in revamping the whole defense in a year. I just think he did it way better. It's risky, but on a salary cap standpoint, but also has its upside. It does. Now these coaches have to produce these players. That's what's going to make the huge difference. Barrett says, I'm intrigued by Teron Jackson this year. We'll see. He had some flashes last year, but we'll see. Austin says, Covey looks good for special teams. He does. He looks really good. Chris says, K-John stay. He's going K. Johnson stay. He's going to turn heads like the Exorcist in camp. Chris says, B. Covey stay. Allen go. Interesting. Look, I don't even care, dude. Like, I want one of these guys to rise up this year. So Shane says Gannon has pissed me off last year. Calls he made on defense and how was Ren not really blitzing. Blitz needs to be in defense, man. What do you think, Joey? Gannon has pissed me off last year with calls he made in defense and how it was not really blitz. Well, yeah, I mean, it hurt us. I mean, it hurt us last year not blitzing, or these second half adjustments really hurt us offensively and defensively. Like Gannon always had to adjust. Like you always have to kind of adjust in the second half of a game. But this guy had to do it every single time majorly. Like he made the same mistake on the first half of every single game. He was literally playing his basic defense and doing what Jonathan Gannon loves to do. Play cautious, not give up a big play, not taking any – he's just playing scared. It's just, it's just crazy. Jay said, Anthony Harris and Gannon are scaring me. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Anthony Harris. Jacob Boss says, only thing that concerns me, if Hurts doesn't pan out, then we have the complete team waiting for a QB develop for 2 or 3 years. Yeah, I mean, look, the only good thing about getting a new quarterback if Hurts doesn't work out is that there's a team already in place for a new quarterback to come in. So you don't have to really build around that quarterback. You have a set. But then, it might take another year. It might take a year or two. It's going to stint us a little bit, and these contracts and, these players that we have now, like, it's going to be not a waste. Like Jalen Hurts, playing this year and not playing well, it's going to be a wasteful year, if that's the case. So we'll see. Just the defense could carry us to the Super Bowl could happen. Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm not going to go too crazy about it. Like all I want them to do is win the East. Okay. And at least try to win a playoff game if they could get it done. William 70 says difference is how he got younger players than Cowboys did. Chris Scott says, play along, Shakes. Give two guys stay or go. You're talking about just backups in general. You're talking about just totally backups. I would agree with Milton Williams, Teron Jackson. I would say Milton Williams. I'd say Milton Williams and Tay Gowan. And then two players that are going. I don't know. Man. I don't want to say Kyron Johnson just because I really hope he makes the team, but because of experience and being undersized, he might not make it, so I'm not really sure. I would say Kyron Johnson and maybe I'd say Kevon Wallace is gone. I'd say Kevon Wallace. I think Reed Blankenship plays better than Kevon Wallace, and Kevon goes to practice squad. Doesn't even make the roster at all. Waylon says, give differences. Howie got a lot younger players, and Jerry Jones got older guys. Eagles 95 says, up, Joey. What are some good horror movies to check out? I don't know. There's a lot. I mean, I could give you a list. If you jump on Twitter, I could probably give you a list real quick. Because I told Shakes yesterday that Sirianni will have a lot of input on the defense scheme. He already said so. Quan Stone says, if we have 45-plus sack season, 8+ interceptions, do you think we get our dream of Gannon leaving our head coach job, and who gets to credit him on defensive players? I mean, Howie gets the credit, but Howie gets the credit on getting them to the team, but Gannon on producing the players, it's going to be on Gannon. I mean, Nick Sirianni having a big, having a take on this defense, helping Gannon out. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, if it gets us better, then great. I have no problem with it. But it's a good year. If the Eagles have 45+, that's a good year. So, Goodrich or Moreland? Ooh, boy. I'd say Moreland is here to stay. But I feel like they could both make this team. I'd say Moreland because he has more experience. He has more NFL starting experience. We got him off waivers. I think he was a total steal. There's no doubt about it. So you guys, do you think rumor about Rager pick up for Chuck Clark deal on draft night that was on the table? Because I would have done that in a heartbeat. No, it was like the Eagles didn't pull the trigger on it. Bullet says if Hurts is the guy, we have opportunity to be seen for years and set up to keep the key players come contract time. Yeah, I mean, if Hurts is the guy, I think they're Super Bowl contenders next year. No joke. Barron says Goodrich or Job. I'd say Goodrich. Because I think he's more dynamic. And I think Goodrich could play multiple positions. Job might be able to play safety. I don't know. He's played safety, I think, for a short stint with Alabama. Like, I think with injuries, he played safety for a short time. But I feel like Goodrich, and especially because they gave Goodrich a lot of money. So I think they have a lot of promise in him coming into training camp and to see what he does. But I would definitely try to cross-train Goodrich and Job from corner to safety 100%. So that's what I would do. So I'd say we should trade Dillard, Rager, and possibly Minshew by the deadline, or else we may lose leverage to get value from them. Shane said, who's going to be better, Cox or Davis this year? I would think Cox is going to be a little bit better this year if he has a good year. Like, Cox needs a big turnaround year this year. But I feel like as the games go on, Davis might get the better of Cox later on. Pause. It sounded really wrong. But you know what I mean? You know what I mean, bro. See here. Yeah, Jordan Davis is definitely my favorite player going into training camp, and I'm going to keep a big eye on him, and really going to be really excited for it. I'm excited to go over training camp. So when I do my training camp videos, I go over everything that happened. I mean, every little thing that happened, every completion, every interception, every tackle. I mean, not tackle right now, but every bit of news I'll have out for you guys come that week. So. We have 90 people in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. This is the third episode of Road to Training Camp. So we're going to be streaming every day this week. So we've been streaming the past 3 days. It's been fantastic. If you haven't subscribe to the channel. Check out my most recent video on Jesse Bates the Jesse Bates trade talk and all that good stuff. So that video will be there as well. We've been over an hour already. We'll go for another couple minutes. But this is a short one today. We'll go a little bit longer, but I'm going to be a guest on Lindy Endzone's YouTube channel today. I'll put a post up. Definitely join in. Ask Lindy some questions. Him and I some questions. I'll be a guest. He's a great content creator. He's trying to build his channel. So please, if you guys could go in there and subscribe and like his video, like the stream, I really would appreciate it, and give the guy some support. Works really hard at what he does. But definitely subscribe, like the stream. Check out the memberships in the pinned comment. They're cheap. We do videos on the Eagles and other stuff. I have computer computer updates. I'm building a new PC, and this whole thing is being ripped out. This whole setup is going to be not going to be in this position. It's going to be a brand new thing. And, I've been trying to build this for a while. So we're going to be upgrading the content. Probably won't be, ready until later this year, until I get everything ready and set up. But I'm pretty pumped and ready to go. So Shane says, who do you like out of this draft the most? Was in off season as well. Who do I like out of the draft? I mean, Jordan Davis was my favorite pick. So I said, this is my first year following Eagles content creators, and it's going to be great debating throughout the year. Appreciate you, Shakes. No problem, man. Dude, there's a lot of good content creators out there, so definitely support everybody. You know what I mean? Robbie says, who starts at right guard, Samala or Driscoll? I think Samala's starting. I think Samala's going to start. I think Driscoll's going to be a backup right guard, right tackle, which is going to be better for us because he could swing on both sides. So we'll see. Juergens, I don't know. I would love Juergens to start at right guard, but I'm afraid he's going to play really well. And then we're going to have another center that turned into a right guard that will stay at right guard again. So I don't know. I mean, it would be great to just have Juergens cross train from center to right guard. I'd be totally fine with that. So I think Samala gets the job. Bullets, I'll be okay with 6 or 7 for Rager. Howie will package that to move up. Rogan N7 Dragon says, we need to convince the Colts to get DK Metcalf the way he doesn't go to the Cowboys. I hope see it all well, doesn't rip it at all. Yeah, I don't think so, man. I mean, I think there's a chance they can go get him if they really want. So Philly Grown to catch you on the next year. All right, Philly Grown. See you later, man. Holt says, I see Washington and Philly making the playoffs, and Dallas lost last place of the division. So the Giants play better, huh? So I would say, isn't Juergens kind of undersized for? Yeah, well, that's the whole point, because Kelsey and Howie Roseman handpicked this center. They did a lot of research on all the centers, and same thing as Kelsey, definitely undersized coming out of the draft as well. But he's got really good footwork. He's tough. He's got great movement. You watch tape on Cam Juergens, you're going to be really happy about it. No joke. Joseph Day says Joey has one of the best YouTube channels. I appreciate it so much, man. I mean, I don't think I'm the best at anything, really. I'm just a fan, just making videos every day. So that's just all I think of myself as. Jib says Dallas is worse than they were last year. I don't see them as a big threat for us this year. I think their offense takes a little bit of a step back this year, but defensively, I think they'll play pretty well. And it really just depends offensively, just their offensive line now, new offensive line with 2 new pieces. CeeDee Lamb becoming that number 1. Ezekiel Elliott's making $18 million this year. I don't think he's been the same ever since he got that contract. He played one good year off of that contract. He had over 1,000 yards, and that was it. And he hasn't really played well since. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. Shit, can we move Alex Samala over to right guard? Also, are you OG? You are an OG and goated. I appreciate it, man. Moving Alex Samala to right. Yeah, well, that's what they're doing. They're not that the plan is moving Alex Samala to right guard. They're not moving Landon Dickerson. Dickerson and Mulata, that left side needs to stay the way it is. I mean, you have a young left side. I mean, this offensive line this team is very young, but we have some good players. Offensive line wise, it should be a top 3 offensive line this year. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Okay, so let's do a trade like Baker Mayfield. Let's do a 5th round pick, 4th round conditional for Jesse Bates. We don't have to give anything else from maybe throw in Rager for the steal. Yeah, they could do that. Is that enough, though? I think they want a third to a second round pick, regardless. I do a conditional third round pick and a player maybe, something like that. So that could be very realistic. But yeah, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I appreciate everybody coming to the stream today. We're gonna do a night stream. We'll definitely do like a night stream. We'll do a night stream some night this week. We'll have the Philly Shakedown Saturday. I don't know whose channel it's on, so I talked to Philly yesterday. I don't know what's going on. But we'll be ready. We'll be ready to go next week for training camp. I'm pumped. So another stream tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't. Like the stream if you guys haven't. Look out for the post. Lindy Endzone's channel. I will be a special guest probably for an hour and a half, something like that. Talk about the Eagles and definitely comment and keep his channel busy. So I would appreciate if you gave him a lot of support. So thank you so much, everybody that joined today. Yeah, Jay, definitely catch tomorrow. I'm sorry, man, that you were late, but definitely catch the one tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. Shane says, can you do a collab with Run It Back Philly? Run It Back Philly's a good man, dude. He covers really a lot of good content. So definitely, yeah, maybe we'll see. Shane said, love the work. Thanks, Joe. No problem, Swebby. I'll see you later, man. All right, guys, you guys have a fantastic day. Like, subscribe. See you guys later. Peace out. Peace.